Morning, folks. Um, if you watched the last video, you know that I picked up a new Peterson 314 system, uh, as well as some Peter Stokeby's proper English. Again, with my butchered and probably extremely offensive English accent. Uh, I wanted to come out, get kind of its. I swear I have the worst time with wind out here. It's maiden voyage, first time it's ever been smoked, so maybe bold of me to break in a brand new pipe with English blend, but we're going to give it a go and see how it works. So we'll get fired up, and then we're gonna talk today. That's all we're doing. Just kind of talking, pondering on life. It draws wonderfully. So I don't know. Again, I kind of made mention of a Dr. Graybo pipe that I have, which is made to look like a system standard, P-lip and all. It's got a really tight. Uh, it's got a really tight stem resistance. So I don't know if like it's just the way that it's bent or what. I know the Peterson P-lip and all that has kind of a narrowing graduation to make the draw different. But this already draws a ton better than that Graybo did. So we got the Charlotte going. Okay. So wow, that's tasty. So the only real experience I have with English blend so far is that Rivertown Tobacco Works, and it is a Virginia Latakia and Black Cavendish blend. And it is not advertised as having any Orientals or Perique. It's got a little bit of a spice note to it, but still, I don't think that if it has anything in there, it's just barely sprinkled in. This proper English is a Latakia, Orientals, and Virginia blend. No Cavendish. And that is smooth. That is a really good tasting tobacco. I was honestly really impressed with the Rivertown, the Mystic more from them, but this is nice. I'm honestly really impressed. I apologize if you hear a dog in the background. Uh, we have a Dotson that wants to be clingy at times, more so to my wife than me. But if I'm out here and he's inside, he just beats the door down. We're pairing today with some Earl Grey and the Weenie Dog mug. I felt like that was only right to pair the 314 with English blend and Earl Grey tea. Oh, Irish fisherman sweater, which it's odd wearing in April, especially since it's a couple days away from May. But we had some pretty significant storms pass through the last couple days, and this is our first time living here during the beginnings of tornado season. And if you're from Arkansas, you know exactly what I mean by tornado season. Like once you hit spring, it's just you know every day is all of the seasons, and every day could produce a tornado. It can be just absolutely wonderful and lovely, and oh my gosh, this is, you know, sunny and 80 degrees, and in an hour it's dropped down to 50 degrees, clouded up, tornadoes are passing through. Arkansas is wild, it really is. Where northern states, I feel like, experience that with winter weather, we experience it with summer and spring weather. But anyways, that being said, first time living here, and where we had lived before was kind of in this, I always called it like a protective valley, where all the severe storms would go just north of us or just south of us, and it would just always kind of split. Uh, when we moved here, we knew we were kind of getting closer to that area, and it was actually one of the factors for why we picked where we were, is it wasn't exactly in the area that typically gets hit with severe weather. But 2 days in a row came within a mile of the house, had tornadoes on the ground, huge debris paths, huge debris fields. First time actually having to shelter the kids, so that was fun. They did well with that though. I'll talk more on that here in a minute. But we have a in-ground backyard pool, and there's no cover out here, or there wasn't. So the wife and I talked about either me building one or seeing if there was something prefab that I could just assemble, and we ended up opting for a prefab. And took about a day to put all together, because it was just me. I didn't have any help really, except for the first day of being able to kind of stand up the frame. Anyways, got it anchored to the wall and anchored into the concrete about 4 hours before the first storms went through. And of those storms, I actually ended up spending half of yesterday helping cut some people out of their driveway where trees had fallen over it. Uh, our pastor kind of sent out a message, can anyone help? And I was available, so I took off with the chainsaw and spent about half the day cutting them out and clearing up the yard and stuff like that. Just trying to make life a little bit better, all for another round of tornadoes to come through yesterday afternoon. I can't describe how pleasant this is. It's not necessarily that it has a flavor, so it's not like with an aromatic where you're like, oh, this is super, you know, vanilla-y with hints of hazelnut or anything. It's just pleasant. Um, wow. I don't know if that's the 314 causing that, because like I said, it's not seasoned. It's a brand new smoke, first smoke ever of it, or if it's just that proper English being so good. But I can see myself stocking up on that. That's an all-day smoker if there ever was one. It's not real harsh on the room note. Not honestly, it's not even as latikia forward as that Mystic Mort is, at least to me. We'll be interested to see how that Red Odessa does from Cornell and Deal, since it's got Perique to it. See if it's a little bit spicier. This does have Orientals, which I thought were going to add spice, but really I feel like they just add more sweetness to the Virginia. Anywho, back to the storms. Lean-to is still here, which is a plus. Uh, you know, you just never really know what you're getting into with things like Wayfair. And uh, put it up, put it together, got it anchored. 2 rounds of pretty significant storms come through, and it's still standing, held up just fine. It's actually really nice being able to set up under it. So nice to have some coverage back here. Back to the kids being sheltered. So that was, like I said, is the first time we've ever really had to do that. Usually it's I do the normal dad thing where I will, you know, stay up and watch the weather and make sure everything's safe, and then just go back to bed because nothing happens. But you know that wasn't the case this time around. It was around 9:30, 10 o'clock, maybe a little bit later. Kids were smooth asleep. got everybody out of their beds. Kids' rooms are upstairs. Got them down in the master bedroom. It's like, y'all just lay down and sleep for a little bit. Don't worry about it. The way our house is, the most interior, safest place is our pantry. So we kind of made some pallets in there and fixed it up in case they had to go into it. And sure enough, about 30 minutes later, it was, hey, your neighborhood, named it directly, right in the path, everybody seek shelter. So we picked them up, put them in the pantry. Kids did awesome, never cried, never freaked out. I think that was partly because, their mother and I remained real calm with it. Because, uh, fear is contagious, chaos is contagious, but so is courage and bravery. So there's nothing you can do about it but keep everybody safe, keep everybody happy, keep everybody calm. I can't go out there and wrangle the tornado and make it go away. We just got to ride it out and see what happens. My youngest boy is 4, soon to be 5, and I was really proud of him. He's generally kind of a wild card brave kid as it is. Doesn't normally have any issues with fear. But this was his first tornado ever. His two older siblings had experienced him before, but again, it was they woke up the next morning and found out about it. They didn't really have to experience it. And this was his first time in it, having to go into a pantry and seek shelter and all the things. He came out of it really, really brave. And I told him, I'm very proud of you, bub. You were very brave. You didn't cry. You helped Daddy and you listened, that sort of thing. And it's good for a growing boy to experience that. They have to have those levels of bravery, those little tests of, he wasn't having to do anything. I wasn't doing anything. I was just standing around talking to everybody, keeping them calm. But he wasn't having to do anything, but he remained calm. He remained brave. He remained very stoic in it, which I was very proud of. I told him when it was all said and done, I was proud of you. You're very brave. He said, yeah. And kids need that little bump of bravery, especially growing boys. They need to know, hey, I can be brave. Daddy's proud of me. The caveat to that is you can't let bravery and feelings of bravery turn into bravado and pride. And oddly enough, I had just finished the Screw Tape Letters from C.S. Lewis. And one of the things that Screw Tape says to his nephew Wormwood, if you've read the book, is he talks about how they're trying to basically keep this Christian man from becoming Christ-like and following the faith and being saved. They want to bring him down to hell. And they give him a test of, he's a air raid siren operator, I believe is what it is. And he says, let him have this brave act. That way he can have pride in it, and pride can beget the fall, kind of thing. And it was just very apropos to finish that the day before these storms came through. And the next morning I took everybody to school, and I was getting my son out, and we were walking into class, and he was talking about the storm the night before. He's like, I was very brave. I'm like, you were, Bubba? He's like, I can't wait to tell all my friends how brave I was and show them. And I was just like, Bubba, listen, you can be brave, but you can't be a showboat about it. Don't go in there and say anything to it. Don't even bring it up. I'm very proud of you. You're very proud of you. Your mother's very proud of you. And that's all there is to it. Other kids may have been scared. Other kids may not have had parents that showed them how to be brave for that. You don't know that. So don't go in there and be, I tell them, that's pride, and pride is not good. You don't want to boast about things. You don't want to be a braggart. Be very calm, very stoic. And if someone congratulates you or says anything, wow, that was super brave or anything like that, just say, yep, okay, thanks, appreciate it. I've had instances in my life where that's happened, and I've actually aggravated people by being so nonchalant about how I responded to it. But in my opinion, I was just doing what was right at the time. I was taking care of what needed to be taken care of, and that's just kind of all there is to it. So there wasn't any real reason to be, boastful or prideful about it. But anyways, thought I'd get on here. I see all these other channels just kind of expound their thoughts while they're smoking, and just I would say ramble, which isn't a problem. I ramble too, and just talk things out loud, which I think is healthy. And I thought I'd get on there while doing the maiden voyage of the 314 in the proper English, and just kind of do that with y'all. When it comes time to smoke the Red Odessa, I'll make a video of that as well, just kind of giving my thoughts on it. Overall, very pleased with both the 314 and the Stokebeye proper English. Um, between both of those, it's very cool smoking, very tasty. I'm not, again, the type of person who picks up hints of things and subtle nuances of flavors. It's just a very good, well-rounded smoke. It's not super in your face. It's not a lap bomb by any means. I haven't tried a lap bomb, but I can only imagine something that's super heavy in Latakia having that creosote kind of kick you in the teeth feeling. This doesn't have that. The 314 clenches so well, which I'm happy about. I was tore on what size to get between a 314 or a 312. I'd kind of kicked around the 317 and decided it was too small. The 312 I thought was just going to be a little bit too big. The 314 is definitely a good size for me. It's just big enough that I don't feel like I've got, baby's first pipe going on, but it's not so big that I'm sitting here with like a 3 hour worth of smoke and a lot of extra weight that I don't have to have. The real P-lip on the Peterson compared to the Omega is worlds better. The bit's wider, it's a little bit thicker, and it's not as rounded. The Omega's got a real big round top to the stem, right at the button, and it kind of hurts my teeth and feels a little weird even when I'm just lightly clenching. It's just got a weird sit to it. This is a lot better. Uh, and if this keeps up, I can see myself moving away from straight billiards. As much as I love them, that classic dad look, I do get and I clench. I don't clench hard. I just let it rest. But because of it's a straight lever, I do get a lot of leverage on my teeth, and it's kind of fatiguing over time. So this is a lot better. It's not like a true chin rester, but it's close. But I'll report back if there's anything that needs to be reported back on the 314. A month or so down the road, as I've been using it, I may do a follow up. I'm still trying to find my shape that I can make a collection out of, and really it's more of a I wouldn't say collection, but a rotation. I'd like to have like a couple of dedicated pipes for English and Virginias, because that's what I primarily smoke, and one or maybe two for aromatics. So those are set aside for ghosting. Um, and then that's it. I don't need a lot. I don't personally feel like I need or want 50 pipes or anything like that. I have probably too many as it is right now, but I think I'll probably end up collecting those all together and sending them in for the estate thing that Smoking Pops does, and pick up another 314. I was going to do that with another straight billiard, uh, but honestly, as much as I'm liking this, I may pick up another 314. I'm liking the rustication more than I thought I would. That in hand, I can see why people like it. It gives you a little bit to hang on to. Adds a bit of robustness to it as well. So for a smaller pop, I think it actually benefits being a little bit rusticated. It kind of makes it a little bit more burly looking. So Anyways, guys, I probably took up too much of your time. That's 20 minutes as it is. So, as always, y'all stay safe. God bless, and have a good day.